And we are live, everybody. Welcome to the Red Eye Hour. It is Friday, April 12th of 2024. And I'm back with my co-host Ray. And yeah, man, tonight we're going to kind of like freestyle it. I don't have any videos pulled up or prepared. And we're just going to do the thing. We got some funny like stories, and hopefully you guys will find the humor in that as well. Um, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. We're just gonna wing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got my homemade iced coffee.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty yummy. You like iced coffee, Ray?
Yeah, but not at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
mean, you know, if I do the coffee, it's the morning and, you
yeah.
know.
Hell yeah. I
So,
gotta mow the lawn in the morning.
yeah, have fun with that. But it's supposed to be
Yeah,
like
and
a
I
high of 87 tomorrow.
I know.
Great.
My neighbor mowed his lawn. Must have been this afternoon or this evening, and he went ahead and just mowed this side over here, which would be like the east side of the yard,
Oh,
because it's
really?
connected to his and it's just a small area. So he just mowed it. He just mows it, like, and I'll kind of do the same to his if like
Yeah.
I'm mowing and he hasn't mowed it. So I just shot him a text. I was like, "Hey, thanks, man, for mowing the lawn. Now I definitely have to mow the lawn
Yeah, because it's all lopsal.
tomorrow." Yeah.
So,
But yeah, had a good
lopsal.
Friday at the store.
Nice.
Yep, that was good.
Nice.
Couple new customers and stuff. I guess
People
we can
recept-
have. What's up?
People are receptive to the 420 event.
Yeah, real receptive. Like excited. And then, it's funny because how I tell them, like, hey, just so you know, I'm like, well, technically April 10th was our 1 year anniversary of the store being open. And I said, but we're celebrating on April 20th. It's a Saturday. I said, K Rock's going to be out front, set up with like a tent and, table and speakers. And David G is going to be the host doing a live remote. I said, we're going to have a food truck set up over here to the left. And it's like a soul food truck. And I said, we'll have our normal hours, 9 to 8. We're
Yeah.
going to have some awesome sales going on. I said, the food truck's going to be there literally all day into the night. I said, but the radio station will be there for a couple hours. And they're all
Yeah.
like, for real? They're like, dude, it sounds like a whole thing, man. And I was like, yeah. So
I mean,
people,
yeah.
they
I
sound
want
pretty
to.
pumped about it.
Yeah, I want to see if she's got oxtail.
Yeah, we'll see if it's on the menu, I guess.
Yeah,
I
right.
can shoot her a text if you want and ask her if she's going to have the oxtails.
Or what
'Cause
she's gonna have. Yeah, I mean, just
I'd like,
she's gonna have good food in general. So
mhm.
if you don't know her, her name is Cynthia. And what's the name of the food truck again? It's like
One
Cynthia's
bite
Soul Food.
delight.
Yeah, One Bite Delight. Yeah,
Yep.
like if you see that anywhere, it's a definite stop and grab.
Yeah. I had it for the first time. I don't know. Was that last weekend or 2 weekends ago when they had the
2 weekend.
90s?
It was 2 weekends ago because that's when Milo ate the velvet cake.
Fuck, that's right, man. That was Cam's piece of cake.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I got off of work. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. So I had this got off of work. It was a Saturday night. I think it was 8 o'clock. The food truck was over there because they're having at the Manhattan Event Company. They had a '90s throwback R&B party thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so I told Tam, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pick up some food for dinner." And they have this soul food truck. I'm gonna get some stuff and have you try it. And Tam, she's from the country and she makes great country, hometown country food, but she hasn't had soul food.
Yeah.
And so I got catfish, I got fried okra, I
Yes.
got potato salad, mac and cheese, cornbread, and then I got
Mm.
and then I got It's a big piece, pretty big piece, like a piece of red velvet cake with like frosting on
Yeah.
it, and a piece of chocolate cake. And the chocolate was supposed to be mine, and red velvet was for Tam. And yeah, so we eat. Tam loved it. She's like, "Man, this is really good." And I was like, "Hey, we expanded your palate, you know."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and we're gonna save the cake for later because we were stuffed. And I can't remember if it was in the morning or the middle of the night, but I walk
Morning.
into the kitchen. Yeah, walk in the morning, half asleep, like, "Come on, Milo, let me feed you." Blah, 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 blah. And I look on the floor, and he had taken it off the counter, got it on the floor, and like got it open, and had like he didn't eat all of it, but he just like took some bites out of it. But still, it was a big bite, and the cat definitely didn't eat that.
Yeah.
And that sucked because that was Tammy's piece of cake, and it got ruined by the cat.
Yeah. And didn't he throw up?
That sucked because that was Tammy's piece. Yeah, I'll just say it didn't come out nicely. So yeah, and so back to Top Shelf. I guess kind of got off guard. So that's our celebration for our 1 year anniversary on April 20th. So it should be a fun little day, man. There'll be music playing from the radio station, a food truck, the smells. Come to the
The
store, get
smells.
some good deals. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the smells, the food truck smells, everything.
Like David G. Smell.
Yeah. So this morning I went to the radio station. Well, it was like 12:30 is when I went, and he had sent me over an email of like what they had typed up, and he was like, either we can get somebody to do it, or I can do it, or you guys can do it. And I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. I've done
Yeah.
radio commercials for other companies I've worked for in this town. I've done their commercials in the past, so I have done it a few times. So, and other things too, like when I used to dibble and dabble in music. So, recording and stuff, it's not foreign or anything to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went in there and like did some practice runs, and then recorded it, and of course I messed up a couple times, but then I had three ones that were decent, and so he used all three and edited it, and because it was like 38 seconds, but
Yeah.
I couldn't read it too fast because
Yeah. You'll
and
sound like
he
you're blah blah
didn't
blah blah blah. Yeah. You're jumbling.
right, he didn't want me to read it like that either. But so
No.
what he did is he told me he got it down to 30 seconds, but he goes and he takes out the breaths, like when you're like, and right. So
Yeah.
he goes in and
Yeah.
takes all those out. And then there's like the word ridiculous. He said it sounded like he like ran out of steam when you were saying it, but he goes on this other take that you did, it sounded real good. So he'll like take that, swap that out, and you can't even
Yeah.
tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're
But anyway,
good. They're good.
yeah, they're good, and there's some music playing behind it. He sent me the final version. I can forward it to you. But yeah, it starts off. It's like, Lordy, Lordy, look who's won, and it's like, hi, I'm Jeremy with Top Shelf, and yeah, it goes into it or whatever.
Yeah.
But so that starts Monday morning, like at 6 a.m. They're gonna blast it a lot every day. It's like,
Yeah.
what is it, like 5 times a day or 8 times a day?
For
Um,
whoever listens to the radio on their morning commute, because you know what I
right.
mean. Like, yeah, it's the radio.
I mean, I still listen to the radio, so
You're old.
great. I listen to the radio,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
Got my station set on my car.
Yep.
Well, let's see. The Eclipse came and gone, and yeah, wah,
Dude,
wah.
it's so
But
terrible.
here's the
They're
thing.
gonna like what everybody. Oh my god. I
Yeah,
just I
dude,
just love the build up. The build up.
fear propaganda.
Yeah. Over and
I
over
mean,
and over and over and over.
now in 2017, I saw the solar eclipse. We drove up to Adams, Nebraska, and it was in the path of totality.
Yeah,
And to see it like in totality and everything, it's a cool experience to have. Like it
yeah,
does get like it looks like after the sun goes down, where it's kind of like twilight. So you do see stars, you do hear crickets. There's a little wind that came up. I noticed when it was in it, but pretty neat, man. Like I mean, it
yeah.
is a cosmic event. There's lots of energy happening, taking place, whether you can feel it or not. But it is happening, and it's a cool event. Everybody should see it. Now, I don't know what the cause of this you need to prepare and food and water and emergencies and all this. Like I get it because there's going to
Fear
be a lot of
sells.
do what?
Fear sells.
Yeah, fear sells. Now I'm sure there was some traffic issues in the small towns where all these people showed up and things like that. But
Hmm.
there was no rapture, no human sacrifice.
One lady went on a shooting spree in Florida, though.
Oh,
Yeah, she had like some mental illness. She was like, the solar eclipse told me I had to shoot people or something. I don't know, but it's Florida.
awesome.
It's Florida.
Yeah.
So
Like my scoliosis, my shoulders are crooked. Oh, yeah, I have scoliosis.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that, and then there was what was this week? UConn won back-to-back national championships.
Yes. Out there
Uh,
looking like a pro team.
yeah, South Carolina won the women's. Caitlin Clark did not win.
Undefeated.
Undefeated, 38 or 39-0. It's ridiculous. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
that's
just dominant. That's just ridiculously dominant. That's why, I don't know. It's just the women's playing field is so lopsided. It's just,
yeah,
and that's just, it's evident right there. When you're 39-0, no team beats you. Like,
yeah,
they're like, oh, they're that good. I'm like, or is everybody else just pretty much not that? You know what I mean? Like with the men's, like there's always, the one seeds have like, 2, 3, or 4 losses. Like they have losses. You know what I mean? And
right.
then you always have like a Cinderella team that, Harvard or whatever makes it to like, the Elite Eight or the Final Four. So you have those. You don't have those in the women's arena. It's like 1, 2, and 3 make it all the way down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's it. That's it. So, but yeah, and Calipari's going to Arkansas. He's leaving Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, he's not the coach. Well, I guess Arkansas tried to get Tang from K State.
Yeah,
Well,
I heard about that.
they got Calipari from Kentucky, and a lot of people were amazed at that. They're you know what I mean? Like, wow, how do they have that kind of money? Well, Jerry
Yeah.
Jones is an alumnus of Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Jerry Jones had his
Donation money.
yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I think Calipari's washed. I think he's done. If you can't do it in Kentucky, what makes you think you're going to be able to do it in Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there was that and that. OJ died.
Yeah. OJ died.
OJ
I
died. Who
saw
else?
people, they were like,
Yeah, they're
he's
like,
gonna
oh,
be
he's going to hell or what? I'm like, all right, cool. Like,
yeah, we have no idea.
yeah. Well, he, he probably did it.
Yeah,
He probably did it. So you know, eh,
he definitely did it, man.
yeah. And then who
But
else?
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Like, yeah, he might have won because he had those big time lawyers and everything, and yeah, he didn't go to
Exactly.
prison for that. But like, his life was over, man. That the lawyers took him for everything he had. He had to sell his house. I mean, everything.
Heisman's.
Yeah, his. I mean, he's never going to be on TV again. He was never going to be asked to be in a film. You know,
Nope.
maybe some interviews, you know, after it all happened, a few of those. But other than that, man, like it was over for that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't. I mean, he
He
didn't
was,
have any money. You know what I'm
but he
saying?
wasn't
Like
living. He wasn't living in squalor. You know what I
he
mean?
wasn't
Like
living in. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't
he
living
wasn't.
in
He wasn't
squalor,
working. He wasn't working at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like
right? But
he
it was
still
a
had.
huge.
He's yeah. He still had some kind of money.
It was huge. Difference, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, he's still going to get residual payments from the what's the cop movies that are spoofs?
Oh yeah,
Naked,
like
naked
Naked
guns.
Gun.
Yeah, like he's still getting paid from that. They can't take that, you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was that and Solar Eclipse.
Have you ever
Uh,
heard of people? They've talked about it sometimes on social media that like some people don't have inner monologue or inner dialogue.
like they don't talk to
Like
themselves in their head.
supposedly, like people are saying that like some people are like when they talk about it with a group of people, right? And they're like, "Well, in my head, you know, da da da," and these people are like, What do you mean?" And they'll be like, "You know, like in my head when I talk to myself," and there's supposedly people saying that like they don't have that,
Huh.
which really confuses me because like
You want
like you don't have thoughts or you
you
know what I'm
you
saying? Like
you want to be real confused?
what's
Check this
that?
out. So, say somebody is born completely deaf and they can't
Yep.
hear sounds, right?
Hmm.
How do they think to themselves? In what language?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
What
you're deaf.
language?
You don't know what sounds are. All you hear, what you hear yourself in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Or do you hear I mean, I don't
Or
know what it's like to be
blind people. When blind people have dreams, like they have to have dreams,
hmm
but they're blind. Like, and I'm talking about. I know that there's partially blind and partially deaf. I'm talking about people that are completely blind or deaf.
I bet it's an amazing thing, and I bet they dream, and it's like of the same stuff we see, even though they can't see it with their eyes. Like somehow the brain's creating something. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What?
what? Yeah, language. Like I don't know.
What
Like
language do you talk to yourself in if you're deaf and you've never heard words?
yeah.
Whether it's in Vietnamese, English, Spanish, friggin' Turkey, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
yeah. I'm slipping on the comments. Sorry. Let's see, Josh. Real quick, everybody. When we're talking about the event at Top Shelf. So yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you're gonna be there.
oh
Nice.
yeah, yeah, he'll definitely be there.
I have very vivid and lucid dreams, and I can talk to myself and have an inner dialogue in my dreams. It's wild as fuck.
Hell
Okay,
no, there's
yeah.
no way I can have that.
So yeah, if we want to talk about dreams, I don't talk about dreams often with people because I've had wild dreams my whole life. Like I have dreams like I still remember like from when I was like a child and a teenager. Like I can remember them, right? Um, Now, my dreams never look like this. They never look like reality, like we see it right now. Um, it looks like that and everything is what I'm saying, but it's not like crystal clear like what we're seeing right now. And I can always tell I'm dreaming is because there's a like this fog border that's in my dreams. And that's how I know that I'm dreaming because that's always there, right?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I've had dreams about the future. Like I've seen my future self in dreams. I can like be dreaming and like get up and have to pee in the middle of the night, right? And go to the bathroom and lay back down and I can pick up where I left off.
Hmm. Yeah, not
Pretty
me.
well.
I dream in like oh, this is my house, and this is my this, and this is my that. The only dream that I have that's reoccurring, I have three. Two of them are nightmares, and one of them is just weird. And the one that's weird is I'm always on a, the things that people wash windows on skyscrapers. You know, the
Yeah.
thing that they stand on. I'm on
Yeah.
one of those, and I'm swinging back and forth in front of a waterfall.
Huh.
So like I can feel myself gripping my bed, like you know what I mean. And then the other
Right.
two are that are just like nightmare, like, but they're more of a psychological nightmare because it's two houses, and I've never been in these houses or anything, but I just have this very uneasy feeling about like certain areas of the house when I go into it and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And it's like almost sickening.
So, do you have dreams every night,
No,
or not that you
no,
can remember?
no. Well, I mean, yeah, not that I can remember, but most of the time, no. Ones that I can remember, no. And even cool ones, you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh man, I won the
Josh said.
lottery or whatever. Like,
Josh
yeah.
said there was a one time in a dream I was with a group of people. I had no idea who they were, and I asked them what year is it, and one girl said it's 1991, dummy. Well, I wasn't born until 1997. Ooh,
Ooh, that's an
interesting.
interesting one.
Time
Mm.
travel.
Yeah, the brain is
Time.
kind of weird. That's yeah, for
Yes, it's
sure.
very amazing. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I had this dream once where I was coming into town and I was with my dad and we were in the white Pontiac that he used to own. He used to own a 79 Pontiac Grand Prix two-door coupe with T-tops and all red interior. It was pretty dope. Um, and we were driving into Manhattan and from Zinedale Road, I remember. And we're driving through the city and it kind of looks pretty much the same, but there was things burning in the city, like buildings. You can tell something went down, like very almost like apocalyptic. You know what I'm saying? But more like kind of looked like a war zone, really. And so at
Huh.
every major intersection, there was like these soldiers standing, but they had like these helmets on with like these shields over it, and they're like standing there with guns, and there's tanks like in some of the intersections as well. And then as we're coming in, we go to the viaduct, get on Tuttle, go on Kimball, and like the stadium looked like it had been hit with like mortar rounds. There was like holes, and you could tell it was on fire at time or another, and it was like destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And cars sitting around, and my dad's taking me to mom's house, which is she lived on Shirley Lane, which is right next to the big Catholic church. And this was a dream. Like I was like 14 when I had this dream, right? And we're driving past and kind of having small talk with my dad, like, well, I wonder what happened. And he's like, I don't know. And then when we went to turn on that street, wasn't a street. It was just grass where the road had been. So he like
Mm.
drives over the curb and he's just like driving what would have been the road like if in real life, but it was just grass. And then we pull up and we had a steep driveway and it was a duplex. And it's like a garage and the sidewalk goes off to the right and it's like the front door over there. And there was like some dog pen out front that was kind of like in front of the front door and some old dog out there. And I remember sitting in the car looking up because like I said, it was a slanted driveway, and this person opens the door and comes out, but it was me. But it was like me in the future, like my age now, but like didn't look too good.
Oh, that's great.
It was like life had been treating me pretty rough. And I was like, and I told my dad, I was like, no, I'm good. I'll just stay with you or something like that. And like we drove off and then I woke up. But it was really
Huh.
weird. Like, I don't know, strange.
Hmm. Need to
Uh,
talk to a significant Freud
Josh's
about that.
comment about his time traveling dream. This is what he said. So I wonder what person's memory I was seeing. Yeah, I don't know, man. Another version of you in a parallel Earth. I don't know. All right. So yeah, the brain is interesting. So the purple pig. The purple pig
Purple
used to be a
pig.
bar down in Aggieville
Yep.
between the cop station
And the old
and
Pizza Hut.
Tubby's. Huh?
Old Pizza Hut. The old Pizza Hut. Which was the oldest standing Pizza Hut in the United States till they closed down. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, a couple years ago. Yep. It was in between those.
Yeah,
They
definitely
had
more than a couple of years ago.
they had shitty TVs, they had bad
Hmm.
food, but they had cold beer. And they had Sunday ticket. So that's where I was every Sunday watching football.
The purple pig. What time era was this? Would have been
Oh man, we started doing this 2000, I want to say 2003,
okay.
2004 till they
Yeah.
closed, till he shut down, which he shut down I want to say, oh man, 2011. It
So
was it
I
was
would
like
have joined
2011 or
in.
2012.
I would have joined in at the Purple Pig actually, I think after me and Tim got together. So it would have been like 2005 and beyond is when I would have came down there. Because I was there
Yep.
for some of the game, like watching some of the Sunday games. I was there for Jake's live draft.
Yeah.
Um, I was there that time that Mike Stacy flipped out and threw his coat and was throwing shit because like I don't know because
The
the Bears were losing or whatever.
Bears did something stupid. Or how about, I don't know if you were here this day, like he always claimed the TV. Like we would get there like
Yeah,
right with, like before they opened, and he would go in like,
right,
this one TV, and he put his Bears hat right there. And like
right.
this one time, like, dude, this fucking made him so mad. Like, I think it was Packard. Josh Packard was like, waitress came back to get our food, and this was our order, and this was, like 1 or 2 o'clock, and the hat had been sitting in front of the TV the whole time, and it's Mike's hat. Everybody knows that. Well, fucking Packard tells the waitress, like, hey, I think somebody left their hat here because nobody's taking that thing for like 3 hours. So she grabs it and throws it in the trash.
Damn.
And Mike just freaking loses it. Like, he's like yelling and like wants her fired. And I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? But see, this is the thing. Like, that place, if you've ever been to the Purple Pig, it is not uppity. Like, the guys that, like, this is when you can smoke in bars, and
Yeah.
we'd be down there talking hella shit. And
Yep.
I remember there was one Sunday we all showed up. We're all back there drinking and smoking. Like, all these families start coming into the back area by the pool table. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna be cussing and smoking and drinking and watching football, and somebody rented out that other space for a kid's birthday party.
What?
I swear to God, dude. Swear to God. And Kurt Miranda was all trying to hit on the kid's mom and shit. And I was like, you're just killing the whole vibe just died, you
Bitch
know?
don't kill my vibe. Yeah.
Dude, it was so bad. Like, I'm
That's
like,
brutal.
what kind of parent is like, yeah, let's have our kid's birthday party at a bar in Aggieville on a Sunday. On a Sunday, knowing that we as young adults are going to be drinking and talking hellacious shit to each other,
Yeah. Yep.
And then, I mean, they had the basket of bacon,
Yep. Basket of bacon.
you could literally buy a half pound of bacon and they'd fry it up for you, and I had it every Sunday, and it was
I think
amazing.
so did Jake. I'm pretty sure Jake did too.
And then
Basket
once
of bacon.
once the Purple Pig shut down, we needed a new spot, and that's when Simmons, right? Mike
Yeah.
Simmons, him and
Yes.
another guy had Campus Tavern, which is where 1863 is now, and that place was amazing. great TVs. The food was just spectacular. The drink specials were awesome, and that was our new spot.
Wait, where
And
was this?
so you know where 1863 is? Like
Yeah.
if you take Manhattan, boom, it was 1863 before it was 1863, but
And
it's
what was it
only
called?
Campus Tavern. We called it Camp Tav, and we only went there for a year and 2 months because we showed up and it was November. Me and Mike showed up to go down there to game and get the TV situated on what TV's gonna be where, and there was a note on the door saying that they were closed for ever indefinitely, and we were like, what? I was like, where are we supposed to go to watch football? And everyone was like,
Right.
oh, let's go to Tubby's. And I was like, man, I freaking hate going to Tubby's because the TVs are 30 feet in the air. You know what I mean? You're sitting there
Right.
doing this. You know what I mean? And then somebody looks
That's
at you and
right.
they talk to you, and then you're like, oh, what? You know what I mean? Like you're looking straight up. And it was just, I think that's kind of where it started to fall apart for like Sundays watching football
Yeah.
is, Purple Pig shut down, and we get it. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't filling that bar at all during the week. It's tough. And then Camp Tab was amazing, and then Simmons got screwed over on that. So we went. I think that day we actually went to Buffalo Wild Wings and tried it out. And I was like, no, we can't do this. We can't do Buffalo Wild Wings, dude. It was because there was like people coming in there out like after church, and like it was a complete family environment. I'm like, dude, we
Yeah.
need to be able to. We need to be sitting here like taking shots of whiskey and talking hellacious shit. You know what I mean? Like that's our mind frame when it comes to football. So we
Yeah.
ended up going down to Tubby's, and we dealt with that for a couple of years, and then it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Yeah, there should bring it back.
No. Those days are long gone. Those days
Mm-hmm.
are long gone. Like
It
I
was
like.
cool though. I played a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
pool. I like to play pool and watch football when I went to the Purple Pig.
I we just watched football and did other
Yeah,
stuff and
cool, man. Yep, yep. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. So me and
So
Ray had an interesting conversation during the week when we talk about all the random stuff that we talk about. And we were talking about well, it's all started because we were talking about mowing the lawn because with the rain, the weather we've had, like grass starting, it's that time of the season. Start doing yard work if you have a house, that you live in a yard. And Ray hates mowing the lawn.
loathes. I loathe it. Like I hate when people are like, "Oh, it's so therapeutic." I'm like, "Oh, therapeutic. Come do it at my house." You know what I mean? I should charge you to mow my lawn since it's therapy for you. Like I hate it. Like, you know. And the big thing is like I don't have any trees on my property, right? But everybody around me has trees, like right up against my fence, and there's always like branches on my yard, and I'm like, great, man, like and you just gotta
So you
throw
don't
them
have any
over.
trees, huh? You don't have any shade, huh?
I have shade, but it's coming off of their trees
Gotcha.
in the middle of my backyard, and this is why we will never own this house. We'll never buy this house.
Yeah,
There is a telephone pole dead center in the middle of our yard,
that's right.
in our
There
backyard,
is.
dead center, right? And then it goes east and west, and then it goes south as well. So I'm like, oh, that's great. And then 6 feet from that, there's a manhole. You
Oh.
know what I mean? I'm like, so this is like a hub for get fucked. Like, no, no. And
You think the hating to oh wait, hold on. Let's see the comment here. I remember Rusty's last chance with my parents early 2000s. I remember the basketball goal they had out back to play.
yep,
Yep.
yep. They had that, and then they had the bash the vehicle thing too. Remember that? They had that a couple times. We can go in there and pay $20 and hit a vehicle that
Yep.
had like KU
Yeah.
all
I
over it
mean,
with
I
a
almost
baseball bat.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then they had the Outback of Rusty's. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that had pool tables in it and stuff like that too. Now it's what is it? Yard? No, it's not Yard Bar. It's something else now. But
Yeah, we had
the
that back in the fall. We Top Shelf had a event down there where there's other vendors and we were one of the vendors and we had a table set up with like information about a store and we were selling like disposables and edibles and stuff like that, which is to us that's completely wild because we grew up in a time when we were going to the bars. I mean, that would have been unheard of.
yeah.
you know so that's interesting. But yeah, we're the mowing the lawn, back to lawn work and stuff. Where do you
Oh
think it's
god.
because you had to do it so much as a kid, or
It's not that I had to do it as a kid because we didn't have a lawn when we lived in Germany. You know what I mean? We lived in a housing
right?
project. When we moved here, yeah, that's when it started because my
Yeah.
dad had that house and then the property to the south, and it was a mess. Like we were all cutting down trees, like we were like going through a jungle, like in the movie Predator, is hacking shit. You know what I mean? And it took years to clear that yard up and to make it look what it looks like now.
Right.
And it's what kid, like most kids don't want to mow lawns in their spare time. They don't. You know what I mean? And I didn't get a what do you call it? An allowance for that. You know what I mean? Like that's manual
Right.
labor. You know.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah. I mean, I had to. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just programmed because I had to do it so much that's like I don't know. Like I mowed. I had to mow. My parents' lawn, this lawn that the house I live in now. 'Cause I live in my childhood home, and back in my childhood home. And then I had to mow my grandpa's yard when he was alive. He lived over there on Parkway Drive off of Kimball. Now, Grandpa always threw me a $20 bill, even though
Yeah,
if
must
I'd
be
say
nice.
no, I said, even though I'd say no, Grandpa, it's cool. You don't have to pay me to do it, but he insisted. So, Grandpa always paid me, but and then my dad he was really big into landscaping, especially like in the late '80s, early '90s. He was, had blueprint paper and would draw out how he wanted the backyard. So lots of bags of rock and lots of mulch, lots of topsoil and lots of things and lots of landscaping. I guess I could have had a career and worked for a landscaping company.
Not with your scoliosis.
Yeah, now like
No.
you know. But anyway, I gotta move along tomorrow and get that over with. It doesn't really even take long. It takes like 15 minutes, really. I think total 15, 20 minutes maybe.
You know,
And
it's a, it's like mowing the lawn. I guess to transition into the other thing, like when people they like to go camping and like to go fishing and shit. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do
yeah,
that. I don't want to do that. I spend too much money on my house. You know what I mean? I pay too much money in rent and on this bed and electricity and all this. Go sleep on dirt. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do that. You know, like you don't want to be out in the elements. I'm like, no. We progressed as a civilization to have houses to where we don't live on dirt. You know what I mean? Like so therapeutic. I'm like, there you go with that word again. Who's therapy? Not my therapy. You know what my therapy is? I come home, I turn on like Family Guy or Always Sunny or you know what I mean, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and I grab something from our store and I sit down and I vibe out and I chill, and then I think to myself like, wow, I got some food in my fridge and I could really whip up something really, really good now, and I can grab
yeah,
pots and pans and have running water and I don't have to wonder where I'm going to take a shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, you want to do that. That's cool. No, it's not. It's no. And then for the people that are like, well, if you just go camping, up to, if you gotta like go hiking up to like, you know, a cabin, I'm like, then you're literally spending money to walk and then stay somewhere else overnight that's not as nice as your own house most of the time.
No.
You know what I mean? And you can't even do what you want in it because like it's an Airbnb or something. You know, like I don't know. It's just it's unnecessary spending of time and energy when I just want to come home and see my cats and my wife and
Right.
my son and just chill. Because to me, if you want to go camping, like you shouldn't even live in a house. If you enjoy camping, go live in a fucking tent. You know what I mean? Save yourself some money. Oh, you don't like it that much because you're like, oh, I really want to get back to the real world. I'm like, oh, so you
Yeah.
felt like being a superhero for a weekend, and now that
Well,
that's
hold on
over,
a
now you
second.
want your AC back. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here.
Okay. Now
No.
some people, like my friend Tyrone, his grandpa, used to be the captain at RCPD, like way back in the day, Captain Mays. But he lives like in Florida. But every summer, like he has like a really nice like RV, and he comes up here because Tyrone's here, his mom's here, sisters, family's here, and he camps out, but with the RV, down at the campgrounds at Tuttle Creek, and for like he's there for like 4 weeks. But the RV is like super nice, bro. Like it's
So
like
it's not camping though, because you can live in an RV. I mean, it has running water. It has a
right,
toilet.
but
It has all the amenities of a
they can still
house.
consider it camping because because you're not in it that much. You're only in it at night to sleep in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not
So
camping.
there's still a
Camp.
fire pit, and everybody has their chairs around it, and they cook their food outside on the fire, and go fishing, and rent canoes, and
Oh,
do
great!
all that.
Another great fucking pastime. Let's go fishing. I hate that.
I
Let's
love
go
fishing.
fishing. I hate fishing. Like, I like to eat fish.
Well,
But I don't like going fishing because I've gone fishing and you sit out there and it's hot and mosquitoes and bugs, and then you're like just sitting there
oh
waiting
my
for a fish
god,
to like grab the hook, and you're like, oh, it's
yeah.
not big enough. You got to throw it back. Yeah, not
Well,
for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. Other people,
yeah.
hey, if you want to do that, that's cool. There's an entire industry. There's an entire industry for you.
Hmm.
And for me, there is too. It's like, my bed, and, buying nice beds and TV and AC and having to shop quick whenever I need to grab something real
Right,
quick. Can't do that when
but
you go
but
out
when people go,
camping.
I know, but when people usually go camping, if they're like, "Hey, let's go to Yellowstone," right? And it's
Mm,
usually for like a week. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're out there. I mean, some hardcore people do it, but you're going because you're trying to get away from the city and the hustle and bustle of life, and it's just a change of scenery. And but some people when they camp, not in an RV, when they camp, they'll bring like an air mattress, and there's lots of things you can get nowadays to make it more comfortable. But it's to kind of get away from the every single day, the monotony of
Do you
doing
know
the
where they
same
need to?
shit.
Do you know where
So
those
like,
people need to go? Do you know where they
so
need to
you get to
go?
see the mountains, and you get to be out in nature and kind of ground yourself, and that's why some people like it. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm just saying that's some of the reasons why people do it. I love fishing. I've been going
Let's go
fishing since I
fishing.
was. Hey man, you're gonna get a lot of people mad at you about fishing.
I don't give a shit. There's
But no,
more
I've been
fish
going
for
fishing
you.
since I was a kid. I've been on some awesome fishing trips. That's like that I'll never forget. Like with my grandpa down in Mississippi on the Pearl Mississippi River, like all day fishing expeditions from like 4 in the morning till night.
Yeah,
Catching fish and going through swamps and like seeing alligators. Like it's pretty awesome, man.
yeah, that's for you. I don't enjoy it, and I know that there's an entire industry for it, and they can have fun with it. I just don't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
it's just not for me. And people are like, well, what
yeah,
do you enjoy doing? I'm like, actually, I don't enjoy. I enjoy doing nothing. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, my friend, I have a friend, not Josh, our friend here on the podcast, a different Josh I know, but he's the same way. Like he's his his idea of like relaxation and is doing absolutely nothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
music, and just chilling out. That's it.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just not for me.
yeah. Well, what about vacations with your family or something like that?
Well, see, the last vacation that I remember going on, like a true vacation with my family, and this is
Uh huh.
before me, my wife, and Maddox.
Okay.
Um, like when we lived in Germany, right? So we would take my dad's van, or the family van, and we would drive all the way to Greece. From Germany to Greece. It's not that
Oh
far.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Germany
12
degrees.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like 12 hours. And then we would stay at my grandparents', house there.
Mm-hmm.
And then see, like, for me there, that's not camping because we're in a house, but we
Yeah,
would
that's
wake
not
up,
camping.
you wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and the family goes out in tobacco fields, and they pick the tobacco leaves, and then they come back, and then we sit underneath the house, and we just talk, and we put it on this long needle, like super
Mm-hmm.
long. It's like 2.5 feet long, and you get it on there, and then there's a string, and you put it on the string, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
once you have enough, it goes into the green room, or the crisp house, where it gets all crispy, and then that's
Right.
the tobacco you smoke. So,
Yeah.
like, there's that. But as far as, I mean, that to me is, that's like a family vacation. But I've
Right.
never gone to like Disneyland. I think the last vacation that
I
we
never
went,
been to Disneyland either.
yeah, well, I've never been there either. But the last family vacation, and I mean, without going to another part of the family's house, saying we're
Uh-huh.
going to like a resort or anything like that. The last time I did that, okay, and this is gonna blow people's minds because they're like, wait, what? Was 1986 or 1987. We went from Fort Knox, Kentucky to Panama City Beach.
Okay.
We stayed at what they would consider like an Airbnb type situation. It's it's the houses that are on the beach that you can, rent out for the week.
Yeah.
And we stayed there for the week. That's the last vacation that I didn't stay at like a family member's home. Because when we
Right.
were
And this,
in Greece, when we were in Germany and we went to Greece every summer, we just stayed at my grandparents' house. There's no camping or anything like that. You know what I mean?
no, no,
Moved
none of that.
moved to the States. I mean, I guess
None of that.
can you consider my honeymoon um, a vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to Colorado. We went up to
Right.
Denver.
But so the things you're speaking of, like when you were a kid with your family, that's the last vacation you had. But yeah, yeah, honeymoon's considered a vacation.
Yeah, so I mean, me and the wife went to Denver,
Yeah.
and we got a hotel room, but we didn't stay in that. Like, we were in
Yeah.
Denver, like, dude, we got to go to like the shops and like the
For
food and
sure.
like the atmosphere, and it was cool. Like, Denver's like it's a huge city, you know what I mean? And we were
Yeah.
on the north end, and it's 420 friendly hotel, which was just mind boggling to us. Like and this was 2016 when we went,
Okay.
so it was truly mind boggling to me.
Right.
You mean you're walking up to a hotel like a you know Motel 6, or I forgot what it was. It was Comfort Inn or something, and like the front doors open, you can just smell weed. You're like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, this is so crazy, and you go inside, and Hector's working at the front. I always remember Hector. He's like, go
Yeah.
in. I'm like, yeah, we're checking in, blah, blah, blah. He's like, cool, this is your room, elevator's there. I'm like, hey, man, quick question. Uh, where's the nearest, like, dispensary? And he's like, all right, so check it out. I'll never forget. He's like, you go out the front door, you hang a left, and you walk about 20 feet. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, it's right there, dude. And he's like, hold on. He's like, you're staying here. So, and he gave me this card. And because we were staying at that hotel, we got a free pre roll.
Okay.
It
Sweet.
was Fox Street Dispensary, was the name of it.
Fox Street. This one's right.
Fox Street. Yeah. It was on the north end of of Denver. But we got our goodies. We went back to the room, and we drove all the way there. So, but when we got there, the wife's like, "So what are we doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to sleep." She's like, "Wait, we just drove all this way, so you can go to sleep." I'm like, "Dude, I just drove 9 hours." I'm like,
Right.
my body needs to sleep." I was like, "We're gonna wake up in the morning. We're gonna go shopping. We're gonna go down to Castle Rock. Love Castle Rock. Castle Rock was
Yeah.
amazing. Dude,
Oh
it's
yeah.
south of Denver. It's so nice. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
their McDonald's looks like a freaking like 5-star like restaurant. It was
Yeah.
crazy. We went up to Fort Collins to do a brewery tour up there. We went to the largest liquor store in the United States, Daveco, or the largest one in the world, one of the two. We went to the biggest IMAX that's in Denver. It's in Denver. Dude, we did a lot. You know what I mean? Had some really
Yeah.
good food. It was a good experience. And then drove
Yep.
back. But besides that, like I don't, I work a lot. You know what I mean? Like before we started this venture, like I just worked,
Nope.
and it is what
No,
it
me
is.
and Tam,
But
me and Tam went to Colorado for our honeymoon, and we were out there for a week, and we had a good time. We did all some of the touristy stuff, but we like rode horses in the mountains, and that was really awesome.
ooh, you know what?
What's that?
There is one thing that I enjoy though,
What's that?
and it is outside.
What's that?
Ski resorts
Yeah.
with snow and
Yeah.
oh yeah. You can get if you're like, hey man, we're not going camping. We're going to Aspen or
Right.
Breckenridge, and we're gonna go. Dude, I am 1,000,000% in.
For sure.
One
Heck yeah.
million percent in. That for me is what fishing is for you, or what camping is for whoever. You know what I mean? Is that?
Yeah.
But again, you're not sleeping outside. You have a nice resort. You get
Right.
you get your skis, and
And it's
you know,
vacation.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're vacationing. But yeah, we rode horses in the mountains and ate this place. Damn. Called the Mason Jar. My house just shook. Um, had a really good time. And then sometimes on our anniversaries, like we've gone to we like to go to zoos. Me and Tammy, we like zoos. That's our thing. Like
Nice.
when we go places, we like to go to
Yeah.
zoos. So
Who
of
doesn't
course
like
we
a
went
zoo? Who doesn't like a good zoo?
right. So we've been to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado, which is totally awesome. We've been to, of course, the Omaha Zoo, the Kansas City Zoo. We went to the Tulsa Zoo.
Wichita
Um,
Zoo sucks.
no, Tulsa was where we went. I didn't. I haven't been to the Wichita Zoo.
It sucks, dude. The
Does
best
it?
zoo I've ever been to though was the Nuremberg Zoo in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
I
thing
didn't.
is it's
I've
huge.
been to Europe twice, but I didn't go to any zoos while I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, no, so just real quick, just on the fishing thing. Me and Tam like to go fishing. We didn't get to go fishing last year at all, so we're definitely going to go. Me and Tam aren't like, like it's not super serious. Like I know some people that fish and they're serious about their fishing. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no joke.
Yeah.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but like they won't tell you their secret fishing spots where they catch a lot of fish. It's a big deal. But me and
Yeah.
Tam aren't competitive like that. Okay, I buy my poles from Walmart. Okay, but we have a tackle box and all that. But we just like to go and get our lawn chairs and we sit out there, turn some little music on our phones and talk and just and it doesn't matter if we catch one or not. It's just relaxing to sit out there and just it's quiet and peaceful. You know what I mean?
See, and that's what I
And
like
that's
about the mountain. That's what I like about the mountains.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
quiet.
yeah,
It's quiet. It's peaceful. And then like
yep,
the best thing about being up in the mountains though, and being away from the city, is that you're
yes,
so high up that the night sky is completely different than what you see here in Kansas. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you see, like everybody sees my background. Yeah, you see that a lot more
Yep.
clear when you're up in the mountains, and it looks way dope.
Yeah. Seeing like that Joe
That's what I need to
Milky Way.
do. I need to plan a trip to Aspen.
Aspen. I've never been to Aspen.
Me neither.
I want to stay at that hotel that movie was filmed in, The Shining.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, come on,
Nope.
man.
Nope.
Oh, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
No, yeah, you do that, Zach Baggins.
I mean,
Do that.
how many thousands of people go to that hotel a year? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would be me. It would be me that something happens to. No.
You get lost
No.
in the, you get lost in
No.
that hedge maze.
No. I'm never worried about getting lost in a maze because there's an easy way out of a maze.
Go
You
through
take
the brush.
Nope. You take your right hand, you put it on the wall to your right, and you follow it all the way out. You eventually
Yeah,
get out. You know what I mean? All you have
gotcha.
to do is follow that one wall. Just don't let your hand off of it, and just keep going. You do it with your left too, but I always it's my right.
Interesting.
So, yep.
Interesting. We have a
Yeah.
comment. Let's see. What's happening here? They have a ski resort by Atchison across the river into Missouri, but it's all fake snow. But it's seriously very real. Like, oh, I've been there. It's pretty cool. I can't think of the name of it right now, but he's right. The area that it's at, if you took a picture of it or something, man, you would think you're in Colorado. And
The
they
fake
have big
snow is
slopes,
actually asbestos.
but they have like a clubhouse. There's the parking lot, and they have the bunny slopes for beginners, and then they have I don't know if they. I'm sure some like made building went into some of these hills to get them like pretty tall. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I've snowboarded there because I can't ski really good on skis. I kind of suck. Actually, I completely suck. But I was a teenager and I went there, but I snowboarded. That was pretty cool.
If
I
you
didn't do nothing
ever bucket
crazy.
list for you, dude, a bucket list for you, and it's not on my bucket list because I've already been there, but I would love to go back. Is Berchtesgaden, Germany.
Yeah.
It's 100%. It's an amazing place. It's up in the mountains. It's right on the
Mm-hmm.
border of Austria and Germany. Eagle's Nest is there. I know
Oh,
it's
wait, dude! I think I might have been there.
yeah, Eagle's Nest is there. That was like Hitler's like summer home, so it's kind of like
Because we went to the top of
historic.
isn't it the Zoot's Pit, the tallest mountain in Germany, is right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I've been to the top of the Zoot's Pit. I took
dude.
the thing up
Yeah,
it.
that place is crazy. Like
And there's a hotel, a major hotel right there that's by the Zoot's Pit and all that.
yeah,
I mean,
it's beautiful up there. So you're
it
like,
is
wow,
super beautiful.
this is nice. You look up at the
Austria,
universe, and like,
Austria is
damn,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
that's cool,
So,
man.
I mean, yeah, like so, yeah. I hate camping and fishing, but I mean, you get me up in the mountains, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Right, you respect some beautiful fucking nature
Well, it's not
scenes.
even like the nature of it; it's the actual looking up part of it. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
a
I meant
lot of
nature
people,
as in like scenery, like you're enjoying, like
it baffles me that people have never that they've like never left Kansas. They've never
right,
really seen the night sky.
right.
You know what I mean? Like another bucket list thing: go up to Alaska and see the aurora borealis, which we're supposed to be able to see, um, like sometime this month. I think like it's supposed to stretch really far south.
Nice. Yeah, you'd
That we'll
have to
have to
go
look.
north.
Yeah, like that would just be a trip to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one that is on my bucket list to go see the Northern Lights.
So
That'd be fucking, but yeah, that'd be so sweet. God.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, those were some good stories, man. It's funny stuff right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got anything else, man? We're at the hour mark.
Um. So let me sit here and think real quick. 'Cause there's something that we're missing.
Oh, I went through everything on all my stuff, plus stuff we didn't have.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah, I think that's about it, dude.
Yeah, I think so, man. That was a good one. That
Well,
was a good one. Thanks for
yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, the insights of my hatred for nature.
Yeah. Also for the Red Eye Hour, real quick, if you guys are into like weird, pointless sketch comedy, on our channel, if you go under playlists, it's called the Dan Reeves Saga. There's a season 1 and a season 2 I'm currently in. It's just a funny thing. It's not to be taken seriously. It's goofy and retarded and funny. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that word, but anyway, it's called the Dan Reeves Saga. It's about this character named Dan Reeves, and there's a private investigator that's like trying to track him down, but the PI is actually crooked and is trying to set Dan Reeves up for like a murder, but he's making it seem like he did it when it was actually the PI, and that's kind of like the storyline. And it's like it's not to be taken seriously. It's some pointless sketch comedy, but it's on the Red Eye Hour if you want to have fun if you're like bored.
So,
All right, man.
all right.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to the Red Eye Hour, and we will see you next week.
Word.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good weekend.